Tyler M presents. It's time for a new series in the fall. Railfanning in the fall. Railfanning in the fall. Episode 1. Alright guys, since there's been more fall color leaves starting to come out, I decided to do a new series called Railfanning in the fall, just like what Michael is doing as well. So every week in October, we are going to see a lot of places with fall color leaves. But at the end of the season, when the leaves are falling off the trees, we will determine which place is the best to railfan in the fall. It's my first time doing a series like this before. Anyways, let's get started with a series already. The first train was unplanned. I saw B730. Well, here is B730. You can see here. There were two GEVO locomotives leading. I couldn't tell the numbers because I was just driving to a crossing. But this is B730 because this is all potash. And potash is B730. CM B730 is a long potash train that only runs when it's needed. It goes from Yarborough, Saskatchewan to New Brunswick. And yes, the main locomotive has a K5HL horn. I did actually know the train was coming before I saw it, because the conductor told me. The two GEVOs that I missed is 2830 and 3873. For the DPU which I saw was CM3000. For the rear DPU is 2972. And it has 205 potash cars. Okay, so a CM3000, a GEVO locomotive basically. B730 usually have 4 locomotives. 2 at the front, 1 in the middle, and 1 at the rear. So I'm sure there's 1 at the rear as well, so this is not over. And 2972 for the rear DPU. And there it goes, you can see. Anyway, that will be it. Moving on onto the Newmarket subdivision, we saw a GO train that is going from Toronto to Bradford. I saw it at the Walkway crossing there. Cab car 318 was leading it with a really nice turn, and pushing it is F59PH locomotive 563. And if you drove this train has 6 passenger cars. Now another GO train at the East Gwillumbury GO station. And the train you're about to see here has mechanical problems. But before we talk about the problems, let's talk about what I saw here. This train is going from Trottle to Bury once again. It was led by cab car 320 with a really nice turn, and pushing it is MP30 Locomotive 626. And as usual, this train has 6 passenger cars. But right after I filmed that train, 626 broke down at the Bradford GO station. It is holding up trains, but it's also going from Bury as well. How do they move it out of the way? Let me tell you, because there was another train not far behind it, they decided to couple up to the locomotive and push it for the rest of the way to Bury. What locomotive is it? Well, let me tell you, the power they needed is an F59PH. What? Yep, that's right. They used 564. And after hooking up the whole train together, this train is now 12 cars long, with 626 for the DPU. But that's only at Bradford. Too bad that it didn't happen before Bradford, otherwise I will try to see it. Anyways, here's the original 6-car train before it broke down at Bradford. Alright, there we go. We got 626 and cab car 320. He is slow today for some reason. Now for the main ballot sub Railfanning for this week. This week, we went to McCowan Road, which is on mile 38.38 on the ballot sub. The main reason we are doing a short trip to McCowan Road this week is because of this. Yep, gas is way too expensive to do any long trips. So that's why we are doing a short trip to McCowan Road. But don't worry, we got some more epic trains. And a great scenery of the fall color leaves by the tracks. So I apologize for a short trip for this week. Anyways, let's get into some more Railfanning. I only had to wait for 5 minutes for the first train to show up, which is CN 185, that goes from Montreal to Prince Rupert, BC. Today, 185 was led by an SD70M2 and an SD70-5i locomotives, so basically EMD power for the first train. And that is 8932 with an epic P5 Hearn and 5731. In fact, this was not the first time I saw 8932 and 5731. I first saw 8932 at Leech Road in Sefer last June. And I saw 5731 at the Line 2 crossing, which has the rare Safe Trend Type 1 E-Bell, in Rathburn. It was behind 8927. And both trains are actually CN 101. Anyways, moving back onto this train here. Today, 185 has 135 Intermodal cars. And also, if you don't like loud squealing noises, please turn down your volume. This train has a lot of loud squealing noises. "16 minutes of waiting later, Along came CN 451 that goes from Toronto to North Bay. Today, 451 was led by two ST-7055 locomotives, and that is 5665 with another epic P5 horn, which is sounded much better than 8932's horn, and 5698. Today, 451 has 61 freight cars. And also, Canadian trackside fan showed up while the train was going by. He saw it, but however he didn't see the locomotives. And also, like the first train, turn down your volume. This train also has some squealing noises, but at least it's not that bad because of the short tanker cars. Okay, another short one, okay? And another P5 too. Like, wow. And that was 451. Toronto to North Bay. I was wondering if that was coming today or not. And that was really short, like 450 when I saw it at Pavlov a few days ago. I mean, a week ago, sorry. Wow, another short train. Half an hour later, along came CN 101. That goes from Toronto to Vancouver. Today, 101 was led by a Dash 9 and an ST-7055 locomotives. And there's no real DPU on this train as well. And that is 2524 with an epic K3L horn and 5633. Today, 101 has 129 Intermodal cars. And yes, Canadian trackside fan saw this train with me. And also, just like the first two trains, please turn down your volume. This train also has a lot of squealing noises. Alright, very well. That was CM 101. After 101 cleared, it started to rain. Thankfully, I stayed dried in the rain because I had shelter in my car. While we were waiting for the next train to show up, another railfan showed up. He asked me if I was Tyler M, and I said yes. So you know what that means? Oh my goodness, it's Tyler M. Can I please film with you? Absolutely you can. Absolutely you can. If you're wondering who is that person, well, that's Biz Driven. He came to McCowan Road as well. We waited around for 2 hours until finally a train showed up. The next and final train that the three of us saw is CN 180. That goes from Prince Rupert, BC to Brampton. Today, 180 was led by 2 GEVO locomotives. Stupid GEVOs! Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I thought that was going to be a GEVO-free trip, but 180 has some GEVOs. Anyway, the numbers of the GEVO locomotives are 3854 with an epic K5HL horn, and 3239 for the DPU with a 100-year anniversary sticker. Today, 180 has 118 cars before the DPU, and 57 cars after the DPU. As a result, 180 has 175 Intermodal cars.
When do you guys start recording?
Right now.
Right now?
Yeah.
Beautiful bell.
Alright, here we go. That was CM 180. You can see here. And a slow and a long one. With some GEVOs. Well, there we go. Finally a train after 2 hours.
This is not slow.
Well, that concludes the first episode of the series called Railfanning in the Fall. I really hope you enjoyed that first episode as much as I did. We got a lot of epic trains. And I heard that 303 and 105 is still coming because they're still at Bethesda right now. 303 had mechanical problems at Langstaff, so that's why it was delayed, so that's why 180 went by. But however, I'm not going to see 303 and 105 today because I already gotten enough of trains for a video anyway, so yeah. And besides, it's still a little bit raining out. I'm glad I was able to do some railfanning with Canadian trackside fan and bits driven. Like, wow, that was really epic. So basically, doing this trip to McCowan, we saw 4 trains, which is not that bad. 3 northbounds and 1 southbound. And half of the horns we heard are all P5. 8932 with a P5 horn. I actually saw that locomotive at Leech Road in Zephyr last June, reading 101. If you haven't looked at the video yet anyways. But hey, we got some epic trains throughout this first episode. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this first episode of a new series. I'm just going to get going now, so yeah. Well, this is Tyler M. at McCowan Road in Pine Orchard, signing out as usual. I will see you guys in the next video and the second episode of the series called Railfanning in the Fall. Alright, see you later guys. Hey, please remember to subscribe to my channel and the following YouTubers that were with me in this video. The links will be in the description. Well, as usual, I really hope you enjoyed this epic video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And that will be it as usual.